On any given Monday morning, Marina awakens to the insistent sound of her phone alarm. Before even fully opening her eyes, her hand automatically gropes the nightstand, searching for the device. The first thing she sees is not daylight filtering through the curtains, but the bright screen filled with notifications, work emails, WhatsApp messages, social media updates, task reminders. The day hasn't even begun, and she already feels suffocated. Marina is a 32-year-old digital marketing executive, apparently successful. She lives alone in a modern apartment, drives an imported car, and has a rising career. By conventional social standards, she should feel free and fulfilled. However, for months, a strange sensation has accompanied her. Despite all her achievements, she can no longer truly dream. While preparing for another workday, Marina reflects on how her life has become an endless succession of performances. Each social media post is carefully calculated to project an image of success and happiness. Each meeting is an opportunity to show her competence and dedication. Each weekend is meticulously documented to prove she has an active and interesting social life. Philosopher Byung-Chul would describe Marina's dilemma as symptomatic of our era. We live in the age of the achievement society, where old external discipline has been replaced by an even more oppressive self-discipline. We no longer need a boss constantly watching our work. We have become our own guards, our own exploiters. Marina arrives at the office and immediately plunges into her routine of extreme productivity. Emails respond to emails, meetings follow. In timed intervals, goals are established and pursued with almost religious fervor. She feels free because no one forces her to work so much. She chooses to do it, but does she really choose? During lunch, while quickly eating a salad at her office desk, Marina notices she can no longer completely relax. Even in moments of pause, her mind continues processing marketing strategies, analyzing engagement metrics, planning the next campaign. She has become a production machine that operates 24 hours a day. Han would argue that Marina is not free, but rather enslaved by a new form of servitude, the voluntary servitude of self-exploitation. In the disciplinary society of the past, limits were clear. There was a defined work schedule, a visible external authority. In today's achievement society, these limits have dissolved. Work has invaded all aspects of life, and the subject has convinced themselves that this invasion is their choice. At night, Marina tries to relax watching Netflix, but even this moment of supposed leisure is permeated by productivity anxiety. She feels guilty about wasting time and frequently interrupts episodes to check emails or respond to work messages. What should be a moment of pause becomes another form of work, the work of being an efficient entertainment consumer. Social media amplifies this perverse dynamic. Marina spends hours scrolling through infinite feeds, comparing her life with others' apparently perfect lives. Each travel photo, each professional achievement, each shared moment of happiness becomes a benchmark for her own existence. She doesn't realize she's participating in a great collective theater where everyone is simultaneously actor and audience. Han would warn us that this social media freedom is illusory. Apparently, we have the freedom to express ourselves, to share our thoughts, to connect with people worldwide. In reality, this expression is highly coded, following invisible algorithms that dictate what will be seen, liked, shared. Our freedom of expression becomes a sophisticated form of social control. Marina begins to realize she has lost the capacity to dream because dreaming requires leisure, requires moments of non-productivity, requires the courage not to be useful. In the achievement society, leisure is seen as failure, as laziness, as waste. But Han reminds us that it is precisely in leisure, in contemplation, in not doing, that the most authentic possibilities of existence emerge, the path to true freedom. According to Han, doesn't pass through more performance, more productivity, more personal optimization. It passes through recovering what he calls contemplative life, the capacity to exist without producing, to be without performing, to dream without immediately transforming the dream into a project. Marina decides to experiment with something radical, a completely disconnected weekend. She turns off her phone, avoids social media, doesn't check emails. Initially, she feels an almost physical anxiety, as if part of herself had been amputated. But gradually, something extraordinary happens. For the first time in years, she manages to simply be. Sitting in a park, watching clouds with no hurry to get anywhere, Marina rediscovers a forgotten sensation, that life can have value in itself, regardless of its utility or productivity. In this moment of pure contemplation, she finally manages to dream again, not about professional goals or material achievements, but about possibilities of existence that transcend the logic of performance. Han teaches us that true freedom is not the capacity to do more, but the courage to do less. It's not the constant optimization of oneself, but the serene acceptance of our imperfect humanity. Authentic freedom emerges when we stop treating ourselves as projects to be perfected and begin accepting ourselves as beings who simply are. Marina returns to her routine the following Monday, but something has fundamentally changed. She still works, still has responsibilities, still participates in society, but now she carries within herself a sacred space of non-productivity, an inner refuge where she can exist without justifying her existence. She has learned that dreaming is an act of resistance against the tyranny of performance. The question that titles this reflection, "Can we still dream?" finds its answer not in a categorical affirmation, but in a daily practice of freedom. Yes, we can dream, but only if we have the courage to slow down, to contemplate, to exist without producing. Freedom, according to Byung-Chul Han, is not something we conquer once and for all, but something we must reconquer daily, moment by moment, dream by dream.